If you're learning a language and feel like you're stuck or not making the progress you hoped for, I understand you because I was in your shoes. I was trying to memorize the words, phrases, grammar structures, but every time I heard the same question in my head, why I am doing this? Do I really enjoy the process? And oftentimes the answer was no. I hated it. I tried almost everything, okay? Reading, translating from English into my native language and vice versa. Cramming grammar, hated this part particularly, and then I decided, why couldn't I just watch some movies in English and like this, elevate my knowledge? Simple idea, right? But in fact, well, it wasn't so easy because I understood almost nothing of what they were saying in the original films. I tried to watch some adaptations like films translated for a certain level of language knowledge, but then I started to lose the spark of learning because it wasn't so interesting. All the dialogues seemed too simple, not true to life, and sometimes even silly. And then I found something that seriously helped me. It's an app, and it's called Fluent U. Trust me, it's not just another language learning app. If you've ever struggled with staying motivated, understanding fast speech, or feeling like you just cannot form sentences naturally, no matter how much vocabulary you've memorized, as I was, Fluent U might be the thing. What makes it different is how it teaches you through real-world videos, like clips from YouTube, movies, trailers, news, and even music videos, all with interactive subtitles. And when I say interactive, I mean I can click on any word in the subtitles and immediately see a definition, a helpful image, or a sentence, and even a list of other videos where the word appears. This isn't auto-generated content either. Everything is hand-curated by real people, and Fluent U has spent over 100,000 hours creating this learning experience, which already says a lot about the quality of the content. The platform originally focused on beginner and intermediate learners up to B2 level, I'd say, and they've built a huge library of videos specifically chosen to be understandable at those levels, which for sure is super hard to find. But now they've expanded to allow us to learn from any YouTube video with subtitles. I can even import my favorite videos and study them directly in Fluent U. And yes, they have a Chrome extension that makes it super easy to both with Netflix and YouTube, so our Netflix and chill time becomes study without even realizing it. Another thing that really stood out to me is the way Fluent U helps me revise. It doesn't just throw flashcards at you. I start with words, build up to phrases, and then full sentences. So I'm not just memorizing, I'm learning to actually express myself naturally. Most apps either make us repeat words endlessly or translate back and forth, but Fluent U pushes us toward actually producing language, which is what we all want. Let's dive into how Fluent U actually works and how we can make the most of it. Imagine we are watching a YouTube video in the target language, maybe a cooking tutorial, a movie scene, or a song with subtitles. With Fluent U, we don't just watch passively. Every word in the subtitles is clickable. See a word you don't know? Click it. Instantly we get its meaning, a helpful image, tips on usage, pronunciation, and even other videos where the same word is used in context. That's what makes Fluent U so powerful. It doesn't just teach us words, it surrounds us with real language in real situations. We're learning vocabulary in the exact context it's used by native speakers. So instead of memorizing isolated words, we are building a real understanding of how those words function in natural sentences. Another valuable feature is the ability to import words into a personalized vocabulary list, allowing learners to save and review terms at their convenience. In addition to this, I can look up unfamiliar words directly within the platform, where they provide contextual examples that show how these words are used in natural speech. What's more, Fluent U doesn't just stop after showing the word once. It uses spaced repetition and smart reviews tools to help us remember what we've learned. But it goes further. It starts with single words, then short phrases, and then builds up to complete sentences. We are gradually trained to form our own sentences in the language, almost without realizing it. We don't just absorb vocabulary, we actually learn to speak and think in the language. That kind of progress is hard to find in other apps, where revision usually means flipping flashcards back and forth with no real depth. Fluent U is much more dynamic. Now let's be real for a second. language learning can be frustrating. We all had moments where we think, why I'm not getting this faster? Why do I understand when I read, but not when I listen? Fluent U was clearly designed with those frustrations in mind. It helps stay consistent, makes the learning process enjoyable, and shows real-life usage so things finally start to click. Whether you're just starting out or looking to finally break through the intermediate B1, B2, this tool adapts to where you are and helps you push forward. It also works across all platforms, web, Android, and iOS, so we can learn wherever and whenever we want. If you want to try, there is a special link in the description where you can get a free trial and a 40% discount. Seriously, if you're watching this and thinking, I've tried everything and still cannot understand native speakers, or I study but forget everything, Fluent U might be what finally clicks. Whether you're watching a movie scene or a YouTube video, every second becomes a learning opportunity, and it's real, authentic language that people actually see. So give it a try, 100% worth it, and see you in the next video. Bye!